So first we will wait, that is when this method is executed completely, that is fully, then we will save the information to the database. So I store database, so we can say .instance.collection as we are going to update, so we can say update. So first we have the personal info, just like this, just like we did on the registration in the same way, but here the difference is we are updating it. Then the appearance, then of course the lifestyle, background, culture, values, and then those 5 images, URL image 1 2 3 4 5. As you know that is from the URL list. First we pick the first image URL, the second image URL, the third image URL, the fourth image URL, and the fifth image URL, and we save it by these key names in the database. So once it is saved, once it is executed successfully, that is once it is saved, then we will display a snack bar to the user. That is update it. So you can say your account has been updated. You will send the user to the screen, which is our home screen, and we will make sure to set the uploading back to false, which is the progress indicator which we display. Okay, so we can say set state, and then our URL list dot clear underscore image dot clear, and guys, one condition we will add now here, and that is when we call this method, before calling that we will check one thing, and that is our image list. So the length of this, if it is greater than 0, if the length of our images list is greater than 0, only then we will call this method, otherwise there is no need to call it. So here, as you know, it ends here. Okay, so we will say else do nothing. If the image length is greater than 0, then simply call this method, otherwise call nothing. So this is all about our uploading images and updating the user account. Okay, when the user wants to update his or her account information. Now the next button, when the user click on this next button, we will check if the image dot length, if that become equals to 5, only then we will proceed. That is, we allow the user to select or pick only 5 images. And next will be equals to true. That is, we make sure that while clicking the next button, the uploading at that time must be false. As you know, it is a boolean type variable, and on the basis of this we display the circular progress indicator, that is uploading. Else we will display a snack bar. please choose 5 images. So yeah, that's it. This is all about our uploading images, and then when the images is uploaded successfully, then save the information to the database. And one thing is, before starting the upload, here we have used one condition which is on the basis of uploading. That is, when 5 images selected, keep uploading. So what we can do here is, here we can add a condition which will check. That is, when the 5 images is selected, then we want that the user will not be allowed to choose further images. Okay, of course, for the below than 5, that is less than 5 images, of course we have already added the if condition in our next button. But what if the user wants to select further images? So for that purpose, here we will add a condition and we will check that image dot length must not be, it must be less than 6. It must be less than 6. If it is less than 6, then choose image. Okay, otherwise we will set the uploading equals to true, which simply means that our images are ready to upload. Let me tell you, we are checking here if our images list length is less than 6, only then the choose image will work. Of course, further there is a condition that if the uploading is not started, okay, only then choose image. Now if the length, let's say the user choose 5 images and then the user choose the 6th one, then the length of this will become 6. So 6 less than 6, this condition will stand false. That is, the user is not allowed to choose more than 5 images, and in that case the else statement will execute, and in that case the uploading will become equals to true. That is, lock the picking image feature. The user is not allowed to choose image. Now how? Let's just test the application to see. So the app is running now. So first of all, before choosing any image, I will show you the code so that you can understand it easily. Our next button, if I click on this, then it will display us error, 5 images, please choose 5 images. So let's say I choose one, then let's choose another quickly. I choose 4 images, let's say, and then I try to click on next. So it show me this error because the length must be equals to 5, that the user must select 5 images. Only then the if statement will execute. Otherwise it will display us this error which you already see. Okay, we have not choose 5 images, it is only 4, so it is showing us this pop-up, or you can say this else part, which says 5 images, please choose 5 images. However, now the moment, also make sure that when the user choose 5 images, we can set this to true. Okay, that is, when there are 5 images selected, it simply means we are ready to proceed for the uploading of the images. Okay, so anyways, we will go through the code so that you can understand it. Now at the moment when I choose the 5th image, okay, now if I click on this next button, then I go and it send me to the next screen, which is earlier next has a false value. So in that case we see this else statement. Now next has a true value, so we see this single child scroll view, which you know that this is our edit form, our account settings form. You can see that. One thing which I have to mention here is that I will go again here, okay, and I'm going to choose 5 images quickly. Now that feature is this if condition which we executed, which I wanted to show you guys. That is, if the user wants to add further images, the user add 5 images. Okay, now the user wants to add 6th image. So when the user click on it, we have to make sure that it is less than 5. Okay, because we start from 0. So let's hot restart. I will now need to go back. So if I click here, then you see it is not working now. So make sure that you write here this, and of course in the else statement, if you want, you can display the snack bar. That is 5 images already selected. Five images chosen. So I will hot restart. First make sure to put a semicolon. Let's hot restart. Now if I click here, then it will say 5 images already selected. You see that 5 images already selected, or 5 images chosen. So you see, this was why we implement this. Okay, so the user cannot choose further images more than 5. However, the user can now proceed and click on the next button. And of course here now we want to display this all data which we get from the database. You know that we have already retrieved it, just we have to display it. So in our method which is retrieve user data, what we can do now here, all you need to do is you have to assign the values to the controller like this. For the name, then for the age, then for the phone, now before testing the application, you know that this age is in integer form. While saving it to the database, if you remember, we send this data, specifically this age, in an integer form. So here while retrieving in the account settings, we have to make sure that convert it to string form, otherwise it will not execute and it will give you an error. Okay, so make sure to write dot to string alongside with it. Now let's test our application. So the app is running now. Now let's quickly add some images. Proceed. And here we go. Here you can see the all data is retrieved and display here on our text fields. So for example, now if you want to change the name or change the phone number or anything, you can just change. For example, I will say John, let's say John Parker Jones, let's say. Okay, I edit the name, and you can of course edit the city. I will say Manchester, and of course any information you want to edit, you can edit that. So once you do that, next thing is click on update. You see uploading images, and you can see that is it is displaying us that show dialog. Of course now we will give it a beautiful UI once it is uploaded. We will also check out the run alongside with it. So updated, your account has been updated successfully. If you go to your profile, now you will see your actual images which you uploaded. You will see that your name is also updated successfully, and similarly the city is also updated, because we update only these two information and we upload the images. Now comes the loading which we display. So we have to come here and where we implement our UI. Which is when the user click on the update button, you know that we call our method update user data to Firestore database, and here we display this show dialog. So the reason it has no background, we have to basically wrap our this center widget with a widget, and we will give it name as alert dialog. And this will become, instead of child, you can say this is the content of our alert dialog. Okay, just like this. And add this main axis size dot minimum to this column. And what we can do is we can wrap our this center widget inside widget, and let's give it name as inside a size box widget. We have to because specify the height for it, that is how much we want the height for it. So we want 200 height for it. Okay, so yeah, now let's just test our application. So let's install the app on our phone. So now let's just go to the account settings. Let's pick some images quickly. I'm going to pick 5 images quickly. Now let's proceed. Now if I want to update the name, of course during testing I have changed the name of it, so I will change it to, let's say, John Parker Beck. If you want to update any other information, you can simply update. Okay, and now if I click on the update, you can see that this is our alert box where you see this uploading images, and let's wait for it. Of course, if you want, you can change this to please wait, or you can say updating account settings. As you know, we have multiple images, so it will take some time, so you have to wait for it for 10-20 seconds. So here you can see your account has been updated successfully. Now if you come back here, then you will see that your name is updated, your profile images are updated, as you can see that.